Hi, we're here. We're live. I'm actually letting you watch us record something for once. So
Yay!
we're gonna do an Ask an Admin. Mike wanted to do another one, and we had some time, so we're doing it. Mike, what's your first question?
Our first question comes from fellow admin Samuel Ortiz. What are your most anticipated movies for the rest of the year? Good God in heaven, this is going to be a long answer. And let me pull up.
I'm doing the same thing.
I'm going to pull up the schedule on boxofficemojo.com because, good God in heaven, there are a million movies that I want to see this year. I'll start with one that I have yet to see, and it's finally coming out on digital HD tonight. Midnight Special, Jeff Nichols' latest film.
Nice.
With Joel Edgerton, Michael Shannon, Adam Driver. You know, it's very much up my alley. It's sci-fi. It's kind of a superhero movie, except not really. It's very Spielberg inspired, and yeah, I'm excited to watch that tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Anything off the top of your head you can think of?
Well, the first one I'm going to think of is Suicide Squad and Purge Election Year.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of is Resident Evil coming out this year?
I think it is.
If it is, I'm the one person on the planet that's actually looking forward to that movie.
Here's a movie that I'm looking forward to, but I don't know who else is. Matthew McConaughey has a new historical drama coming out called Free State of Jones.
Oh, I am too. That first trailer was amazing.
Oh, hell yeah. And this is not going to be a good movie, but I'm so pumped for Independence Day Resurgence.
Yeah.
It's like the one blockbuster that I don't care if the movie sucks. I just want to go and have a good time.
Yeah, it's good. It's sad that I almost want that movie to be bad just because of corny badness. I think that'd be great.
Now this may piss off some people. It may make other people happy, but Ghostbusters, who does even if the movie is apparently dog shit, it's still going to be the movie to talk about for better or worse.
And this is going to be what always happens. I will not see this movie. Nope. It's against my religion. I won't see it. But you know who's going to be the first person online complaining about everything that was wrong with the movie once they saw it? The person who said they weren't going to see it.
Mm-hmm. Because that's just the way it goes.
Yep. Can't hold back. Even if it means just ripping on the movie more, you still went and saw it.
You know what a lot of people are surprisingly sleeping on? The Legend of Tarzan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of people are saying like the trailers don't look that good and it's like too much CGI, but this is directed by the guy who made the last 4 Harry Potter movies. And don't we all agree that those movies are great?
Yeah.
Also, I'm so jealous of this guy. He's got 2 big projects between Tarzan and Fantastic Beasts, which is kind of a win-win situation, because if both are success, then hey, he made 2 successful movies. But let's say Tarzan bombs, there's no way Fantastic Beasts is going to bomb. Underperform, maybe. But bomb, no.
No, I don't see that happening either. There's one really big one that we're kind of forgetting, Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah. Well, I know it's funny. November starts the month with magic and then ends the month with magic.
Was it Fantastic Beasts at the end of the month?
Yeah. Doctor Strange is the beginning. Fantastic Beasts is Thanksgiving holiday weekend.
Nice.
But still, how cool is that?
That is. It's going to be a lot of weirdness in that month. Very different types of magic.
Bring on the weird.
bring on the weird instead of bring on the filthy. It's bring on the weird.
And we can't finish this question without talking about a couple films. December has a lot of heavy hitters. You got Star Wars, Rogue One, Assassin's Creed.
Oh, right, it's in December.
Yep.
Forgot about that. Oh, and that's a second on my list underneath Suicide Squad.
Passengers is a new sci-fi film with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, that might be the biggest original movie of the month.
Definitely.
That or Will Smith's other movie, Collateral Beauty. I actually don't know much about this, but it's coming out the same weekend as Star Wars, so it's like this could be some interesting counter programming.
What is that other movie that Will Smith is coming out with? It involves him hunting things, certain types of. People are going to say it in the comments, and I can't think of it. It's a one-word title, and he's like an enforcer that keeps some type of thing, some not real thing in line. I can't think of what it's called.
I got this. It's
and I thought you were going to say it when you said Collateral Beauty, but that's not it.
No. It's the movie that Max Landis and David Ayer are working on.
Yeah, I can't think of what it's called to save my life.
Hold on, I got it. It's Bright.
Bright. Thank you. I was going to say Shine, but I knew that was wrong. But yeah, does that come out this year or is that next year?
I'm gonna say next year.
Okay.
Or, well, I don't know. That we don't know when it's going into production. We just know it's been announced.
Gotcha. Good deal. All right.
Next question.
Next question. What is a film you originally had an opinion on before seeing, but it changed after seeing? Like, you originally were excited to see it, but now you were disappointed. And that was asked by Andrew Pollard? Pollard? I hope I pronounced your name correctly. If I'm not, if I don't, I'm sorry. I normally try not to form opinions before I see movies. It's a thing that I'm drastically against. There was one movie I will say I was extremely pumped about and very excited to see what it was all about. And then I left more confused and knowing less about the film than I did before I saw it. And I've talked with Micah about this film plenty of times.
Wait, is this what I think it is?
The Box?
Oh.
The one with Drew Barrymore. I can't think of who the male actor was in it. I want to say it was James Marsden, but I'm probably wrong. Hold on. Box movie.
Oh, wait, you mean the one with Cameron Diaz?
Oh, yeah. Cameron Diaz and James Marsden. Wait
a minute. The director of Donnie Darko?
That movie.
Well, geez, no wonder.
You see this trailer, and it's like, all right, you got the box. There's nothing in it. It's just a button. And it's like, if you press it, you get $1 million. But if you do press it, someone you don't know and will never meet is going to die. And over-examine this box, take it apart, and it's nothing but a button with a push action resistance against it. And it goes into this whole weird that aliens are using it as a what is the exact term? When you put something, a controlled environment test, pretty much, to see what humans would do it and what wouldn't. And then there's this big warehouse they go into, and there's this weird kid that's got this fetish about Cameron Diaz because she has half of her foot gone, and there's this woman on fire in an attic at the end of the movie. I'm just like, what is this thing? I love Donnie Darko, and there was some weird stuff about it, but I'm like, what did I just watch? I went from mildly intrigued to unbelievably lost. And I watched it with my youth pastor and two of my best friends. Those credits hit, and we were just exchanging wordless glares for like 2 minutes straight. Like, what just happened?
Wow. That
People, you want a trip, go watch The Box.
it just sounds like just a mess of a movie.
Have you not seen it?
I need to check that out one day. Just for the WTF factor.
Mike, you need to watch it and write a review because I want to read it so bad.
Oh God.
You need to do this for me, please.
I shall put it on the list.
Yes. All right. How about you?
A movie that. What was the question? A movie that I had like.
It was a movie that you had an opinion on before seeing, but changed it after seeing it. Like originally, you were excited to see it, but now you're disappointed.
You know what? I'm actually gonna take the inverse. Yesterday I saw the movie Me Before You. And when I first heard about this movie, I wasn't all that thrilled. I was just thinking, like the trailers didn't really look that appealing. It looked like a Nicholas Sparks type movie, but not written by Nicholas Sparks. So I went in with pretty low expectations. I mean, it's got Emilia Clarke and it's got Sam Claflin, so it's like, okay, I like these people. Let's see what this movie has to offer. And I came out of that movie. I came out of the movie so blown away that I started just questioning everything.
Nice.
Yeah, this and I think Barbershop 3, the next cut. Those are two of the biggest surprises for me personally, because it's like I didn't expect these movies to be good, let alone great. Like I didn't think Barbershop 3 would be like as socially relevant and have all these like deep personal themes in there. I didn't expect any of that from a sequel to some random comedy from the early 2000s.
Yeah, I was surprised how many people loved that movie.
But yeah, those are some of our biggest surprises of the year, or just of all time.
Yes.
Ooh, this is a fun question from Joshua Volkers. You're given an unlimited budget and a time machine. You have a choice of putting 5 actors in whatever movie you wish to make. What actors do you choose and why? And which director do you choose? Brock, I'll let you start this first.
All right. I didn't have an exact premise for what it's going to be, but to me, it would be like a family holiday, like Christmas or something. Adam McKay would be the director.
Oh, nice.
Because there's very little Adam McKay's done as far as comedic style or anything like that I've ever disliked. And the main cast would be the 5, because you said 5. What am I doing? I can't count. Would be Alan Tudyk. Tudyk. Tomato, New Hampshire, New Jersey, whichever. Woody Harrelson,
nice.
Robin Williams, John Candy, and Chris Farley.
Ooh, that's a good cast.
Yeah. I don't know who'd be supporting, but those would be it. It would be a family holiday. Let's say Thanksgiving. and it would be directed by Adam McKay.
Now I have to think of my 5 for. I'm gonna need your help with this one.
Okay.
I'm doing an Addams Family reboot directed by Tim Burton.
Ooh. Oh man.
So we need to cast we need to cast the family.
All right. First of all, we're going back in time. We're getting Raul Julia back.
Yes, we are. Since we have a time machine, we could do that.
Man, and we're doing 5 people. So, okay, Julianne Moore would be Mrs. Adams.
I like that.
Crap. Every time I think of the Addams Family, I always confuse it with the Munsters, so I have to make sure I have the main 5 characters right.
If there are scheduling conflicts with Julianne Moore, then Eva Green would be a great replacement.
Yes, she would. Who would be Uncle? Can't think of his name. Light bulb, not idea. I mean literal light bulb. Uncle Fester.
Yes. Uncle Fester.
Who would be Uncle Fester?
Honestly, I would have Christopher Lloyd reprise his role as Uncle Fester.
All right, so we've only got one actress we're replacing. All right, let's see. Who would we have be Lurch?
Ooh.
You know who no. I was gonna say a younger Brad Garrett. No. Who could be a good Lurch?
Seth Rogen.
I don't know if I'm going with this is your movie, so yeah, Seth Rogen could be Lurch. You just need to make him look a lot taller.
Yeah, well, like Hollywood magic can do that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, first of all, I remember the wife's name. It's Morticia. Wednesday Addams will be played by a in between hitman, in between Kick-Ass 1 and Kick-Ass 2, Chloe Grace Moretz.
Nice.
So,
I was almost thinking Mae Whitman for Wednesday Addams.
Wednesday wouldn't be half bad either. So we're getting more of our list of people here. Andy Serkis would be Cousin Ed.
Yes. Because why not?
Because it's a mop of hair that wouldn't need to be CGI'd, but of course it would be. And who is the? There's one person left. It's the son that always wears the black and white stripes.
Pugsley.
Could be. They might be Pugsley. Who would play Pugsley? Young Jonah Hill, a very young Jonah Hill.
Yeah, that could work. I'm trying to think who else would make a good Pugsley.
Also, I just thought of this. A incredibly younger Liam Neeson for Lurch.
I can work with that.
Okay, but anyways, I don't know who else could be Pugsley. I really don't.
Wait, what about the kid from 2.5 Men?
Oh,
I don't know his name, but
his name's Jake, and his last name is I want to say his last name is a food of some kind. Hold on, Angus Young. That's his. I believe that's his name. I believe it's Angus T. Young. Angus T. Jones. That's what it is. A younger, yes, a very early 2.5 Men, like 2.5 Men season, like 3 or 4.
He'd be
Angus
perfect.
T. Jones. Yeah, I like that quite a bit.
All right, so that's our Those are our time machine pitches.
Man, I want to watch that Addams Family movie like now.
There was a rumor going around that this was actually a possibility, but it just kind of fell through. I would love to see a Tim Burton's Addams Family. Please, like Warner Brothers or Fox or someone make that happen. Please.
It would be good. All right.
I believe you have the next question.
Eric Sweeney had to be the guy that would ask, what the hell will season 3 of The Flash be like? Predictions. I don't have any because I can't.
Yeah. I had this pitch going for the longest time of Flash, Arrow, and Legends, and possibly Legends of Tomorrow, the next seasons. But then spoiler alert, Flashpoint happened in at the end of season 2, and I just threw my notes out the window.
Yep. I was okay. And also in his question, there was comments lower where someone's like, maybe he's from the future and he knows that the X-Files started playing. You want to know what? Anything short of anything on the X-Files I could see happening at this point, because there's time travel. Barry was talking to the freaking Speed Force earlier in this season. I've got nothing. Predictions? Jay Garrick's probably going to be in it, or his dad's not going to be dead anymore.
One of those things is possible.
One thing I can tell you I don't want the season to start off with Barry not having his powers.
Same here. Because we've seen that too many goddamn times.
Twice last season. Within like 6 episodes.
Yeah. CW, knock it off. Although, you know what I want to see that Stephen Amell is apparently against? Stephen Amell doesn't want
okay, I know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
Stephen Amell doesn't want to do a musical crossover, but you know what I think should happen? I think that should happen anyway. And Oliver Queen, just that episode. He. Okay, for anyone who has seen Batman: Brave and the Bold, the episode with the Music Meister, I want Oliver Queen to be the Batman of that episode, where he's kind of the grump, the one who doesn't want to sing. Meanwhile, everyone else is just like everyone else has like loads of solos and duets and all that stuff.
That would be fun. And there is a couple of people that can sing, like Carlos Valdez from The Flash. He'd be another one. If you've ever heard him sing, there was a video of it that got uploaded. I can't remember what he's saying, but that kid's got some pipes. Also, speaking of another thing that Batman did in an episode to do with music, I can't remember what the episode was. I remember it had, it was the episode with Circe and Wonder Woman. I think it was the episode where Wonder Woman got turned into a pig in Justice League Unlimited.
Yes.
And at the end, Batman does that big, long, drawn-out song, and they're just like, her and Circe are sitting in a nightclub watching him sing, and it just like, I would love for everybody to have this whole musical episode, and at the end you have just the one thing where Oliver was a grump the whole time, and then he just lets loose. I don't know if Oliver can sing. I don't know if Stephen Amell can sing. Maybe that's why he's against it, because he can't. But
and he's jealous because everyone else can.
It's kind of hard when all of a sudden you're like, oh, we got Jesse L. Martin, who was in Rent. We've got Carlos Valdez, who can sing. By the way, we've got the 2 leads of the 2 other shows that are going to be in there that used to be in freaking Glee. I don't know who on Legends can sing, but I'm going to assume that it's going to come to me. What's your freaking name? Sarah. I can't think of the actress.
Katie Lotz.
Katie Lotz. I think she can, but it's going to happen. You've got too much going on there for possibility. I don't think they'll use their entire crossover to make it a musical episode, but I can see there being a crossover between like Supergirl, Flash, and some other stuff being musically oriented. But yeah, there was our long-winded prediction about a lot of things other than the Flash.
Yeah, we went on a pretty long tangent, but that's the fun of the show. We get to do that.
Exactly.
All right, Colton Hunt asked an interesting question. What do you think is the most appealing aspect of the superhero genre?
Colton Hunt, by the way, is the person who made that Arrowverse intro video for me. So I never got to say this live on the air, buddy. You knocked that thing out of the park, and I cannot wait because he's going to be making us a new one once I get the music from a person. So yeah, Colton Hunt is
Colton who did that?
Yeah.
Wow, I never even knew that. Thank you, Colton. You made a kick-ass intro for us.
At every time, people are like, that thing was awesome. Yeah, Colton's my little secret weapon. That dude, way better editor than I'll ever be. Most appealing. Okay. Contrary to everyone's popular belief and a good chunk of people that I'm friends with that is in the Sons and Daughters page, not every superhero movie is the same. Give or take, superhero fights bad guy or superhero wins in the end. That's called a plot of a movie that is going to happen whether you like it to or not. There's been 9 billion movies made. Things are going to be similar. But what I like about it is that you can go from Ant-Man and have a heist thriller. You can, just a heist. Then you could go from go to Winter Soldier, having a political thriller. You can have a space opera with Guardians of the Galaxy. You can do whatever you want. But mostly, it's stuff like life lessons. And what really pisses me off when people go, comic book movies don't take cinema seriously, so therefore they should not get Academy Awards or be considered because they're just dumb popcorn flicks that don't consider trying to make real movies. They just want money. Newsflash. Every movie's made to make money. But anyways, there's that whole speech from Sharon Carter in Civil War about standing your ground. That's a good life lesson. That's something I learned more from and got more out of than a lot of the big spectacle, well-written, Oscar-winning films I've ever watched. They have great life lessons in them, whether or not people choose to accept they're real movies. But that's my main appealing, the variety and the good lessons that you can learn.
Honestly, I have to agree with you, but to take this question even further, I like when certain writers and artists like Grant Morrison, Alan Moore, and Darwin Cook get to take the basic superhero template, break it apart into bits and pieces, and then just throw caution to the wind. Because without that, we wouldn't have gotten Watchmen. We wouldn't have gotten Miracle Man. We wouldn't have gotten the best comics that came from the 80s and the 90s.
Yep.
I like when artists get to experiment and play around with things. Hell, even Rebirth that DC is doing right now, I like how it's not a reboot, but more like a restoration. It's bringing everything to the fold, and it's not afraid to do what some people consider to be the most blasphemous thing, and make Watchmen officially part of the DC canon.
Yeah.
That takes balls. That takes big cojones to do, and I really can't wait to see where they go with it.
Definitely. All right. The next question is actually completely directed at you, Mike. So Let's take that one.
Yeah, Josiah asks if I have ever seen Ruby, and if not, can anyone, mainly you, Brock, convince me? Okay, I have seen the first season. I haven't seen the rest only because at the time, like, I finished season 1, right as like the waiting period started in between seasons 1 and 2, and I like at that time I just became busy and just haven't gotten around to getting caught up. But I am making it a goal. I am making it a goal to one day catch up.
Well, I can tell you what. If you're not doing anything on Saturday, you can watch the other 2 seasons in a night because they're like an hour and a half and 2 hours long. Trust me, one binge session, it'll be so good because you also get to see how drastically skyrocketing the improvement of the animation of that show gets in one night. My best friend Brian, I convinced him to watch them, and the first thing, it was funny because he started it at like 9 o'clock. And as I'm trying to sleep, I get all these texts about major events happening, like, who is this person? What? They died with? And yeah, it's so good. I understand about the waiting period because I caught up with the show and started watching it during season 3. So I watched all the way through this, hit halfway through season 3, got the weeks waiting, and now I'm just...
When is season 4 supposed to drop?
Volume 4 doesn't have a release date to my knowledge, but Aaron Zek, the girl who voices Blake, and I want to say Lindsay Jones, the girl that voices Ruby, had stuff on their Twitter about their line notes about episodes. So they're recording stuff because they're reading over their ready to have Ruby up, which is hilarious. It's basically a skit show of stupid, dumb jokes that they come up with. It's actually pretty cute if you guys want to check it out. It's actually kind of funny. But they said this is meant to be an inner period between the two, and I think that meaning is when this is done. But they have so they're doing no, because as soon as it is announced, I will be putting it on my Facebook because I'll be that excited. So you'll be one of the first people seeing it.
All right.
But yes, Mike, watch Ruby.
Yes, that will happen soon.
Good. I have faith in you. It's worth it. Anyone watching this also, please. It is the humor, it's so good. But all right. Next question. The next question is, what is it? Yeah, Samuel Ortiz asked, what is your favorite movie in the $1 Billion Club?
Time to bring up Box Office Mojo again, just so I have more to look at.
Well, I have to, it's a close tie since the movie just got into it recently, between Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, and Civil War.
Nice.
Yeah. Also a little bit farther down there, I really like Iron Man 3, so that's up there too.
If I had to pick one favorite, are we including the 2 billions as well?
Yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, I have to put The Force Awakens on the list.
Did Force Awakens make it to 2 billion?
Yeah, it made it.
Oh, wow.
It finished.
That's right.
It finished at 2,068 million.
Gotcha. I forgot about that.
So yeah, that is on the list. Civil War, yes, is also on there. Toy Story 3 is the greatest. Well, okay, next to Up, Toy Story 3 is the greatest Pixar movie they've ever done. So that's got to be on there. Uh, I do love Return of the King, Jurassic Park. Um, ooh, closing in just at a billion. Zootopia,
Oh yeah.
such a good movie.
Hmm.
And none of us mentioned The Dark Knight yet.
I'll say The Dark Knight. That'll get into our questions later on when people will hound me and want to burn me at the stake.
Oh, yeah. Stay tuned for that. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Here's a fun question from Josiah Swanson. Would you consider yourself a food geek? And what is your all-time favorite food?
I'll let you go first on that one since I answered the other one first.
I am 25% Italian. The Italian side comes from my mom, and every Sunday we go to my grandma's, and Sunday dinner is, well, if you're an Italian family, you know what Sunday's all about. It's about the sauce. So I'd have to put that as one of my favorites, just because it's something I've always had. I've always had Sunday pasta. And what else? Some of my favorites. I'm an omnivore, so I'll eat literally everything, as long as it's not poisonous or just tastes awful. Surprisingly enough, given my nationality, I don't like tomatoes. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the texture. I don't like tomatoes by themselves. I like sauce, and I like tomato-based products. I just don't like tomatoes. Same thing to mushrooms too. Like, to be honest, like the thing about mushrooms is you can cook it. You can cook it in anything and it'll just absorb that flavor. But I can't eat raw mushrooms, or just like I can't eat mushrooms on its own. But if you mix it in with something, then I can eat it just fine. What about you?
All right. So, for those of you who have never seen me with my hat off and think that I am a ginger, I'm not. I am 50% Irish, 50% German. Dead split. So, naturally, the favorite food of mine is Chinese. I love lo mein noodles, and I could eat lo mein noodles for every meal, every day for the rest of my life, and I would die of MSG overload.
Do you live near a Chinese buffet?
I had 2 of them in town. I live in a town of 3,000 people, and for a year to 2 years, I had 2 fully functioning Chinese buffets going. Don't ask me how. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's down to 1. I like trying random stuff. I used to be the most pickiest eater in the world, and my family hates me for it. For every Thanksgiving, I would eat like some ham, a little bit of mashed potatoes, and like chips.
Oh, I have to tell a story about my Thanksgiving, and how we don't just celebrate like the Thursday night. We like I have a pretty large family, so, and because we make so much food, we have a second night that we have called Thanksgiving 2.
Oh,
The first night is kind of more traditional. It's
hobbits.
It's turkey. It's turkey and stuffing. It's the cranberry sauce. A little bit of pasta, green beans, all that stuff. The next day we take whatever's left of the turkey, and we make turkey fricassee. That's like turkey and the gravy and mashed potatoes, and it's my favorite thing. I love that we get to celebrate Thanksgiving twice
Nice.
every year.
Nice. As I was saying, I used to be really picky. My parents and sisters hate me because the picky eater that didn't eat a whole lot ended up being slender and 6'2", can eat whatever he wants now. But I always like, whenever I go somewhere, I try to eat something new and different. We went to a world buffet in when we were in Biola Batchy for a mission trip, and I tried fried frog legs for the first time. This is the first time I say it without trying to act like an idiot. It literally tastes like chicken. It's so weird, but that's good. Yeah. Pizza is another one. Eat all day long. A little bit of me in German. I do love brats, so there's that. There's a little bit of my heritage that has leaked into what kind of food I like. But a food geek, no. But if it looks good, I'll try it. So,
yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I'll always be open to trying new things.
Definitely.
All right. I think you got the next question.
I think I do. I have to reload the thing and accidentally shut out on me. Josiah Swanson again asks, what video games are you playing currently? Currently I'm playing none because I've been working a lot on I make AMVs and cracked humor videos, mostly for Ruby right now, and I've been working on a lot of those, and my OCD does not let me do anything else until those are finished. So, but when it is done, I will be going through Dragon Age Origins, Resident Evil Revelations 2, and what was the other game? Crap, I can't think of what it is. But there's another one that I was going to be going through, and I'm going to be trying to get the length of them out. Because the one game that I'm looking forward to the most is being released in early 2017, which is Horizon Zero Dawn, and I'm trying to patent out a schedule of games until that one comes out. So I will be playing those games in probably a week or two.
Honestly, I'm not much of a gamer, but I'm here as a DC fan. I'm hearing news about Injustice 2, so that might spark my video game habits again. I was never like a hardcore gamer, but I do love fighting games, just because they're a lot of fun to play with friends.
Yeah.
And when the first Injustice came out, I was almost addicted to that game.
It's really good.
Like pretty much every
was awesome.
Yeah, pretty much like every weekend, like when my friends came over, that'd be like the only thing we played for like for hours, and it was so much fun.
Definitely. Yes.
All right. This is an interesting one from Jamal B. Pullum. If Brandon Lee was still alive, do you think he would have made a good Neo? Do you think he would have done better in the role than Keanu Reeves? It's hard to say for sure, because there was another person who was up for Neo as well.
This is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. Instead of taking Matrix, I went to Wild West.
The decision I learned was not quite the best.
Yeah. Man, I don't know if he'd be a better Neo. He'd be a very different Neo. That's all I can really say. Brandon Routh in my head, if I was ever thinking of someone else who's going to play Neo, I think was in the far distant reaches of anything near what I would have considered for Neo.
Wait, Brandon Routh? I think you meant Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee, yes, I'm sorry. Brandon Lee. Because I haven't seen him in much of anything at all other than The Crow. So I don't have a whole lot to go off of, but yeah, he would have been different. That's all I can say. They kind of, in my opinion, structured Neo around Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
So it'd be kind of a very different movie. Also, Will Smith was supposed to be Neo, and Sean Connery was supposed to be Morpheus. I want to see that movie.
Yeah, can we get that? Can we get that movie on like Earth 2?
Yeah, there's our third Time Machine movie right there. But I got no other thoughts on that.
Brock, I think you get to ask the holy grail of questions on this list.
All right, the last question. Colton Hunt asked, The Dark Knight is considered the holy grail of comic book movies. Do you agree? Or are there other comic book films that you think are stronger than it?
Can I take this one?
Go ahead.
I have a very complicated relationship with the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. Mostly because, as hypocritical as this may sound, if you've seen me like on my Facebook wall talking about adaptations, but Batman for me is an exception. There's literally never been a better adaptation of the Dark Knight, the character, than Batman the Animated Series, bar none. So that's the standard I have for any other version of Batman. So to call The Dark Knight the holy grail of comic book movies, it is a great movie, don't get me wrong. And it's one of the best movies that Christopher Nolan has directed. Not his all-time best, but one of them. His best is still Memento, in my opinion. But best comic book movie of all time, I'm sorry. The answer, this may surprise some people and others know this already. Watchmen, the ultimate cut.
Ooh.
Because that is the ultimate experience when reading the comic and then watching what you read on the big screen. Zack Snyder prefers the director's cut simply because it leaves out the animated short Curse of the Black Freighter. Mm-hmm. I like it in there just for authenticity's sake. But yeah, I don't think you'll ever find a more satisfying comic book experience than with Watchmen: The Ultimate Cut.
All right. Is the Dark Knight, in my opinion, the holy grail of comic book movies? No. This is the part where I'm going to get burned at the stake.
Oh, here we go.
And first of all, of the three movies, they go in order of quality and best as they went through. My favorite, in my opinion, the best of them was Begins. Then it went Night. Then it went Night Rises. And the movie that I'm going to mention beside it is one of my favorite movies of all time. If you stick on a pile in front of me and say I can watch for the rest of my life one of two movies, and you stick The Dark Knight and you stick Batman Forever, in a heartbeat, I'm sticking Batman Forever. Out of pure enjoyment, out of all that, I understand there's people that lose their minds about Heath Ledger as a Joker, and I get that. I have some personal issues. That's some things that were in that movie with Heath. That's just me. People have opinions. You're going to blast me for it, and that's all that I could say, so go right ahead. Might talk about more of that later, but we're running close to an hour, so I'm trying to keep this short. Yeah, the holy grail of comic book movies, in my opinion, there's two of them, and they both came out this year. What? Two? Civil War. One, and I have a hard time anything ever beating it, was Deadpool.
Yeah.
Pure accuracy, attention to detail and character, delivery, and adaptation. Bar none, that movie was blown clean out of the stadium. Wow. I saw that movie 4 times opening weekend. I can't even put into words how nervous I was that movie was going to somehow not be as good as the trailers. In my head, I'm like, there's no way possible, but I'm walking into that theater, and I felt like I weighed 9,000 pounds. Those credits rolled, and weight was lifted off of me, and I was floating on cloud 9 for an hour and a half. Movie's so good. But yeah, The Dark Knight is still good. People, I'm not saying it isn't. People have differences of opinions. So me and Mike just had drastically different opinions. Of the 2 movies of what we picked, Mike's, I don't know about the Ultimate Edition, but Watchmen by a lot of people is claimed to be the epic among most movies, period, not just comic book. So yeah, we're out of questions, right? I didn't see any get commented while we were going, so yeah, we're done. All right.
That was fun.
Thank you for everybody who asked. Appreciate sending in the questions. I want to do one of these again, but I want to coordinate a time so that us 2 can do it with Ben and Josiah at the same time.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, and I've talked with Josiah, left a comment on their last one, and he said he would like to do it. We just got to figure out when we could do it. So I think that would be a blast.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that coming up in the whenever future.
Yes, for sure. But for now, I'm Brock Emmerich. Find me at WayneTech7 on Twitter. Organoid Zero on YouTube. I should be uploading a crap load more of stuff to that within the next few weeks. So look out for that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got all sorts of stuff that's coming. Me and Mike are probably scheduled for until Arrowverse comes out to probably be doing a review a week with how many movies that are coming out. So we'll still be here. You've got We Are Geek, movie reviews, Ask an Admin, editorials when they come up, whatever they are. Jeremy makes videos when he wants to, whenever he wants to rant about something. So there's all sorts of stuff to go on. Mike, where can they find you?
You guys can find me at Captain K42 on Twitter, and look for me in the Facebook groups, Geeks and Gamers and Son and Daughter Movie Talk. Our next review is Warcraft, which we're recording on Thursday, but we'll probably be posting the next day. So tune in for that, because who knows what our opinions is going to be. Like,
hopefully positive.
This is like the ultimate wild card.
Yeah. Well, I'm nervous, but yeah, that reveal will be coming. So, everybody, thanks for watching. You have yourselves a good night.